What is up, car addicts? In this video, we'll be talking about this week's Dumb Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for April 6th through April 12th, 2023. In terms of new content for this week, we unfortunately didn't get anything new. However, the Ocelot Virtue is now officially on Legendary Motorsport website for everyone. Plus, the Annis 300R has finally returned as well. Now, the Virtue is a permanent addition to the website. However, the 300R will only be available to purchase until the end of this event week on the 12th, which really makes no sense to me why they're making this a limited time vehicle again. But anyways, remember that we technically still have one drift feed vehicle left, which is the Karen Boar. I would assume it would release next week because of the new April GTA Plus bonuses releasing next week. But anyways, the current prize ride for this week is the Comet Safari. This vehicle is primarily based on a custom Keen Project Porsche 911 Safari and has a normal price of about $700,000. To get this car for free, you have to place top 3 in an LS Series car meet race for 3 days in a row. Now, in terms of performance, this vehicle is in the sports class and is one of the slower ones in that class, around the pace of the Buffalo S and the Omnis. And even in off-road style races, it's decent, but still way off the pace of some of the top performing rally cars like the Issy Sport and the Flash GT. However, I will say it's a very fun car to drive with great customization as well. Now, in terms of the test drive vehicles for this week, we have the Dominator ASP, the Comet S2, and the Ardent as well. And for current gen console users, we have the HSW Arbiter GT as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Now, in terms of the casino podium vehicle, we have the Casco. So this vehicle is primarily based on a mix of different classic Italian cars, mainly the Maserati 3500 GT and the Ferrari 250 GT SWB as well. It has a normal price of about $900,000 and a trade price of just under $700,000. Now, in terms of performance, this vehicle is in the Sports Classics class and actually still makes its way into top 15 for most tracks, which is very impressive. Now, this car's biggest downfall is the fact that it has no visual customization pretty much, which is very unfortunate, and that includes no rear spoiler upgrade, which definitely makes the handling a bit sketchy to drive, but also kind of fun at the same time. It's still a pretty fun car to drive, and it has a great exhaust note as well. It's just lacking in terms of customization, and the performance is great. It just really needed that spoiler upgrade. In terms of the dealership cars for this week, for luxury autos, we have the Furia and the Stromberg. And for Simeons, we have the Night Shark, the Dominator GTX, the Virtue, the GB200, and the Sylvester as well. Moving on to the discounts, in terms of property discounts, we have 30% off the bunkers, as well as the upgrades and renovations for them as well. I highly recommend getting one if you don't own it already. It's a great way to earn some passive income in game, plus this allows you to do bunker research and unlock a lot of the special ammo types. Moving on to the vehicle discounts, we have 30% off the Furia. So this car is in the supercar class, and its performance is right around the pace of some of the older top supercars like the T20 and the Osiris, and around 25th place depending on the track. Plus it has some decent customization as well. A cool supercar, but I think it's just a bit too expensive for what it is. Moving on to the Warstock website, we have 30% off the MOC, plus the upgrades and renovations for it as well. The MOC cab itself is the most armored vehicle in the game in terms of explosive damage, taking an incredible 67 homing missiles to blow up, which is just insane. I think it's a great defensive vehicle to buy. However, do bear in mind that you do need to own a bunker in order to purchase the MOC. Continuing, we have 30% off the Ardent. So this car is in the Sports Classics class and was just recently made usable in races, which puts it in top 3 depending on the track, which is very impressive. So it's a great alternative to use in Sports Classic races if HSW is turned off, or of course if you're on old gen. Plus it has some decent customization and a nicely detailed interior as well. And lastly, we have 30% off the Night Shark. So this vehicle has identical armor compared to the Insurgent, but it's faster. It doesn't have a special map icon, so you can catch people off guard when you're driving in it. Plus it has a tow hitch, so you can tow around a friend's anti-aircraft trailer. It's basically the Insurgent, but just faster and more usable. I think the Night Shark is a great vehicle to own. Continuing, peyote plants are back. However, it will only allow you to turn into a rabbit this week in reference to Easter, which is this Sunday. In terms of double money, we have double money NRP on the adversary mode Power Mad, plus select bunker, diamond, and missile base adversary modes as well. And lastly, we have 1.5 times money NRP on bunker cell missions, which is pretty good. I personally wish it would have been double like what we've seen in the past, but I guess 50% more money is decent. Plus we have a 1.5 times speed boost on bunker stock, so I guess maybe with that you can sort of consider it being double money if you consider the time and all that, so I guess that helps. And bunker research also has a 1.5 times speed boost as well, which is extremely helpful. And even if you don't like utilizing the bunker business, I would recommend using bunker research bonus to get all those annoying unlocks done this week if you haven't already. Continuing, we have some sad news for Prime Gaming members. Rockstar has officially ended support for it as of last week. So going forward, that free $125,000 you would get each week for logging in will no longer be occurring, which is a real shame. I guess Rockstar's trying to push it more towards the GTA Plus subscription. It just is what it is. And lastly, this week's RC Bandito time trial is Power Station. This week's normal time trial is Elysian Island 2. I highly recommend a vehicle with a high top speed for that one. In terms of the premium race for this week, we have the motorcycle race Boots on the Ground. I recommend either the Power Surge or the Shotaro for that race. And if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Hakuchu Drag. And lastly, for current gen console users, the HSW time trial is Pacific Bluffs. As always, the HSW Hakuchu Drag would be the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm gonna have to go with the Night Shark. It's quick, has fantastic armor, and honestly is a steal for well under $1 million. Highly recommend this one if you guys don't own it already. Anyways guys, overall this event week is actually pretty decent with the bunker business bonuses. However, I will say it is lacking a bit in terms of the quantity of vehicle discounts, with only 4 vehicles on sale this week. Now again, remember that we sort of only have one DLC vehicle left, which is the Karen Boar, which will most likely release next week on the 13th alongside the new GTA Plus bonuses. And I'm sure Rockstar is going to continue to add back the limited time vehicles every few weeks, even though they're removing the 300R and then putting it back again, hopefully sometime in the future. I don't know why. It's really weird the way they're doing this. I guess they want a certain quantity of vehicles to be limited time on and off. It's just really strange. But anyways guys, hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.